Congratulations, you've made it. You've done all the tests, all the exams, all the forms, all the micro exercises, all the psychometric exercises, and guess what? You've made it. You've made it. You're now at the assessment center stage, and guess what? I'm here to help you bag it. I'm going to share some tips and tricks to help you pass the assessment center stage confidently and easily. Let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to be covering is how you present yourself. So this is how you present yourselves in the interview, in the group exercises, how you carry yourself throughout this day, this assessment day, whether it be online or in person. All of these tips will apply. So, without saying too much, of course you need to dress the part, you need to look the part. If you're going to work in Google, maybe you can wear some jeans. If you're going to work in a hospital, you would wear a suit. Or in Canary Wharf or wherever it may be, you would dress appropriately to where you're going. This is me saying it, having been part of assessment centres, having helped grade other individuals for assessment centres. Energy. The company wants energy. They're going to be grading you on energy from the beginning right to the end. That goes without saying. The way they will do this is most likely through a baseline question. They may ask you, what do you do in your spare time? What do you like to do for fun? You might be thinking, what does this have to do with the actual career or job that I'm going for? The answer to that is everything. They're looking to grade your energy levels, right? How are they going to do that? By finding a baseline. So they're going to ask you these questions. They might ask you, oh, Kenisha, what do you like to do for fun? I love to watch anime. It makes me so da-da-da-da. And they're going to be watching your body language, how you express yourself whilst you're answering that question. So now when they go to ask you, tell me about a time when you had to help another person in your team. They're going to look for the same body language, the same expressions that you used earlier on. What you need to do is make sure you maintain that same energy throughout the assessment center, throughout the interview, throughout any time frame. You need to maintain that energy level. Just remember, a company knows that they cannot teach attitude. Bringing me back to my earlier point about energy. A company knows they cannot teach attitude. They can teach skills and how to use a WordPress, PowerPoint, Click software. They can teach you any of that. What they can't teach you is attitude. So you need to ensure that you bring your best attitude to this assessment center. Smile. Smile, smile, smile. For me, what carried me from my assessment center apparently was this lovely smile of mine. So you need to remember to smile. At the end of the day, they want friendly, energetic people, especially if you're a grad. That's what you need, okay? That's what's going to carry you because you do not have the experience. What they're going to be assessing you throughout the day, remember, is energy, attitude. Come across as friendly and they won't have a bad word to say about you. So smile to your people that are interviewing you, people that you're working with, people that are in the assessment center with you. Smile the receptionist. Come across as if you're the friendliest person. Not too friendly because that would be a bit weird. But come across as if you genuinely want to work there and as if, you're boys with Bob and Tim. Not completely boys, which will bring me to the next point. Code switch. You need to code switch. If you're coming from South, for example, and you're used to saying bruv or my mind's gone blank all of a sudden.
A few moments later.
So next thing you need to do is you need to code switch. Leave the bruvs at home, leave the get me's at home, the say less at home, leave those at the door. You need to come across as a friendly, energetic professional who's looking for the next step in their career or at the beginning of their career. How I would present myself, for example. Hi, my name is Kenisha, really lovely to meet you. How's your day been? Easy, right? So none of this what's up or whatever the case may be, whatever slang that you use, where you come from, none of that. Just simply speak as if you're speaking to your older professional friend. Okay. Code switch. You just need to code switch. So the next part of this is simply, how do you interact with others? So in an assessment center, you're going to have different types of exercises. More likely than not, you will have a group exercise. In that group exercise, you're going to be put with several strangers and be expected to work together, collaborate with them in order to create a presentation, for example, or a PowerPoint, something that's going to test your teamwork skills and how you work with others. Do you remember that point I said at the beginning about energy, attitude? You're carrying that with you. And then on top of that, what you're going to do is you're going to be looking out for people. Remember what I was saying about being friendly? You're going to look out for people. If you see someone that's not speaking up, for example, you would want to encourage them to say, hey Sarah, what do you think of this? Or hey John, do you reckon you'll be able to keep the time for us? Something like that. Don't be your bossy boots, however. Do give them the opportunity to say no and yes, okay? So you're asking for their opinions. Bring people into the conversation. And beyond bringing people into the conversation, you also want to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Suggest, oh, this is a time task. Why don't I be the timer? Or if you are making a presentation, put yourself forward to be a scribe. Or if you each have to do individual tasks, for example, do your task, and then once you finish, ask, hey guys, I'm finished my task, do you need help? If you are doing a presentation of any sort that is timed, you need to ensure that you give yourself time, the group time, to rehearse, okay? To see what could be better. With any exercise during the assessment day, they could switch it up. They'll be switching it up left, right, and center. So you could be told, we are going to do a presentation on the alphabet. And then halfway, like not even halfway, you'll probably have 2 minutes left to the end of your time. They'll be like, sorry, we've got an email. The emails, all right? So we got an email. We no longer be able to do a presentation on the alphabet. We now have to do a presentation on shopping centers. And you're going to be tested on your adaptability. How easy it is for you to be like, all right, so this is no longer the case because this is real life in corporate. We're now going to do X, Y, Z. You need to appear resilient. Don't throw a straw because you now have 2 minutes. See what you need to do. Work with the team. There might just be a little bit that needs to be changed because they're not going to throw you guys off completely. That's how you would interact with your peers, with those that are doing the assessment center with you. The next thing that I want to discuss is how you would interact with individuals that are interviewing you, with people that are grading you. Because I was applying during COVID, my assessment centers were online. They would have their cameras off to give us the ease and space to work comfortably. If it's in person, they might be to the sides and just me simply observing you. What you need to do is pretend they're not there. However, when you are in an interview, being asked questions directly by someone that obviously works at the company, what you need to do is have questions to ask them. It doesn't have to be technical. It can simply be, how long have you been at the company for? What's your experience been like? Top tips and tricks. If you were in my position, what would you say to your younger self? You need to come up with conversation, have chat. They will give you breaks in between each part of the exercise. So you will have an opportunity to interact and engage with the interviewer, with the person that's helping the interviewer. Have questions and make conversation, because why? Energy, attitude, friendliness. You're being graded on these things throughout the assessment center. You need to have your examples, be it from university, be it from your last part-time role. You need to come up with examples for questions like these. What energizes you? What makes you a good listener? Can you give me an example of that? Would your friends say that you're an organized person? What makes you more likely to succeed in this role compared to other applicants? Do you prefer detail or the bigger picture? All these questions you need to come up with answers to. And then on top of that, you need to practice so that you're able to simply pop these in a conversation so naturally they won't even know. Trick that I used was taking a minute to come across as if I was thinking of what I was going to say, despite knowing what I was already going to say. And two, to give yourself some time to think about the question. So, say for example, I got asked the question, do you prefer detail or the bigger picture? I'll take a minute. I'll literally be like, To answer that question, I believe that I prefer the bigger picture. The reason why I'll say that is, for example, when I was back in university, I had visions and goals as to what my life outside of university would look like. So I used certain steps. Also, I knew that there were certain steps that I needed to take in order to get there. And so I believe having a bigger picture will allow me to operate in a better way when it comes to work, when it comes to family and life outside of work as well. So you can see here, I was able to answer the question, give an example, and then link it back, okay? So I'll put this all in the description box. There is a link, a page on Notion where I've listed all the questions that I practice, and most importantly, I practice with someone else. So whilst I would definitely recommend practicing in front of the mirror to see what your body language and expressions do look like when you are talking about these things, because remember, as I said before, you're being graded on your energy levels. Practice with someone else. So, for sure, the tricks that I will leave you with is to take a minute, smile. Practice smiling if you have to make it look natural. For those of you in hospitality and retail, I know you've had to do this, so you should be fine. Take a minute, smile. Be proactive, be prepared for surprises. As I said earlier, they will cut you off and change directions. Have your questions and have a conversation. Finally, just relax. At the end of the day, it may be your first one, it may be your 10th one, but at the end of the day, you will get there. By all means, let me know how it goes. If this has helped you in any way, please definitely leave it down in the comments below, and I'll catch you next week. So thank you, and we're out. Just gonna wait for this train to pass by. Congratulations, you've made it. Welcome to the assessment. Just wait for the train. So just want to let you know that we're proud of you over here, and going forwards, I'm just rambling now.